Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the February 18th Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a little time for myself. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I will take a minute to look at this reading. The question of the day is, what can I do today to show kindness to myself and to others? The passage begins by this person noticing that they found a character defect in themselves, which has to do with guilt and shame, feeling guilt and shame in their life and their relationships. And that their higher power in the 12 steps keeps reminding them to be gentle, loving, and forgiving to themselves. The passage goes on to talk about still feeling guilt and shame, and how when this person feels it, they tend to notice that they pass it along to others, but they also find that it holds true for love and forgiveness. When they treat themselves with love and forgiveness, they pass that on too. And when they're dealing with love and forgiveness, their relationships are improved. And this person says, things are always better when there's a foundation of love and respect. Today's reminder that judging, shaming, and blaming is not a way to grow in positive ways. We can stop the cycle by loving and forgiving ourselves and others. We're all doing the best we can. And the quote is from Hope for Today and talks about self-forgiveness. When we forgive ourselves, it makes it easier to forgive others. What can I do today to show kindness to myself? I definitely do feel like I'm always doing the best I can. I also do know that for some reason, I know it's not productive. I don't know where it came from, but there's some kind of false narrative in my head that somehow it's even hard to say, because I know it's not true. But this false narrative in my head, talking about guilt and shame, is that somehow I'm not, it's hard to say, somehow I'm not worthy of the beautiful life that I live. It's ridiculous. I know it's not true. Even saying it is like, it just feels so wrong. Because I know it's not true. But I'm being 100% honest and authentic and genuine and vulnerable when I say that I have these thoughts in my head that are, they're constantly telling me that. And it's not productive, and it's not helpful, and it's not true. It's completely false. So I guess when I have that thought, I just need to pray for help, give it to my higher power, and replace it with a different thought, such as, I am worthy of a beautiful life. I am worthy of this beautiful life. That's even better. I am worthy of this beautiful life. I had an amazing phone call with a very close Al-Anon friend, and I told her that I was having these thoughts, and like I hadn't mentioned it to anybody, and I said it out loud, and I didn't even realize that it was about unworthiness or guilt or shame. And she's the one who said, do you think it could be about feelings of unworthiness? Because I was having these really strange thoughts about something else. But as soon as she said, do you think this could have anything to do with feelings of self-worth or lack of self-worth? And as soon as she said it, I thought of like 4 or 5 other things that had recently come into my mind a few times. And sure enough, that's what it was about. Something had crept into my mind, disguised as something else. And it came down to what we're talking about, just the like guilt that I don't deserve. Like I have this beautiful life and I don't deserve it, and I feel guilty about that, which is not okay, unnecessary. And as we were talking, my friend said that the conversation was helping her too work through something that she was going through, and we were talking about that. And that's the miracle of Al-Anon, is being able, like, obviously I'm not giving you like 100% of the details because you are ultimately the internet, although I do love you. But also, I wouldn't even give 100% of the details in an Al-Anon meeting. I waited till I was speaking with someone that I trust one-to-one, one-on-one. And that's the miracle of the program, which is that my friend was helping me, but while she was helping me, she helped herself. So we both felt this immense weight lifted from us. Just because I happened to mention this weird thought that I was having. Because it's always worse when I keep it in my head. When I don't say anything, it's bigger. When I say it out loud, like when I first said it to her, I said, wow, it feels so weird to say that out loud. And she thanked me for my authenticity and my vulnerability. And that started this whole amazing exchange. And I'm telling you all of this just to say that reading this passage today is very serendipitous, because this is exactly what our conversation was about. It's just amazing. Oh my gosh. Today is that friend's birthday. So I'm recording this on February 11th. But February 18th is my dear friend's birthday. I don't even feel like I can say her name because I feel like I've revealed so much about her, but I really haven't. But it's her birthday today. This is the reading for her birthday. Oh my gosh. That is absolutely amazing. So incredible. So, what can I do to show kindness to myself and to others? Just as the passage says, understand that I'm doing my best, everyone's doing their best, and love, gentleness. We are not our thoughts. We have a choice. Which thoughts are productive and helpful, and which thoughts we just have to ask our higher power for help and ask for those thoughts to be removed. Just release them. We don't need them. Give them to our higher power. That is so amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to read this. This is very familiar. This is very similar. The passage is talking about becoming tolerant of other people, focusing my attention on my own inventory and my own motives, understanding that the same shortcomings that I see in others are usually the exact things that I need to work on myself. Noticing that perceptions of ourself can be inaccurate. So, who are we to judge others when we can't even, I'm paraphrasing, can't even figure out like who or where we are? Like, this is our goal in Al Anon. We try to find out more about ourselves to really understand ourselves. It's talking about tolerance, no longer justifying intolerance, practicing the principles of the program to feel good, to be open-minded and considerate of everyone in my life. Today's reminder, Al-Anon meetings, fellowships, steps, traditions, and literature help us to relate to others. And the quote is from The Dilemma of the Alcoholic Marriage. So working our program helps us to become more tolerant, confident, and loving. We accept the faults of others, and we seek to work on our own shortcomings. What a beautiful passage. Again, this is my very dear Al-Anon friend's birthday. This is her reading for her birthday. It's just perfect. Only because we talk to each other all the time about accepting ourselves and supporting ourselves, supporting each other. And it's just so nice to be able to be comfortable and just the feeling of freedom to talk about things that I wouldn't feel really comfortable talking about with just anybody, because it's like the most vulnerable part of me. And it's a little bit easier because to you, unless you know me personally in my life, you don't know who I am. And that's important because, again, the internet. But I think that it's important to me. Well, first of all, it's helpful for me to make these videos, but I also feel like it might be helpful to other people because I'm talking about a program that saved me in my time of need, and therefore I want to share that. And this is the most authentic way I can think of doing that. Yeah, I'm trying to think of, there's something else I'm trying to say and I can't think of a way to say it, but I think that the things that go through my mind go through other people's minds. And I think that recognizing it and accepting it and taking action towards uh, dealing with it in a healthy way is a really uh, noble goal and something to strive for, because I feel like when we feel accepted and loved and that we can just be who we are, everything else is better. I feel like I don't want to get I don't want to get preachy because I really don't know the answer, but I feel in my heart that when people feel loved and accepted, they do good things. I feel like people who do things that are harmful or not positive for themselves or towards other people somehow lost their connection with others, with themselves, and don't feel that love and acceptance. And I could be completely naive and completely wrong, and I accept that if it's true. I do. But ultimately, I think it's important that we connect with the deepest part of ourselves and understand that we are not the only ones who feel this way. We are not the only ones who question ourselves. We are not the only ones who have ever felt guilt or shame or intolerance towards ourselves or somebody else, and that we can work on that. That's all. We'll close out with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.